Have you ever heard of a place with one single identity, but two different names? Well, in the heart of India, there's a fascinating story about how a river, a highway, and two ancient cultures came together to create one thriving community. Let's dive in. So here's the big question right off the bat. Chachora and Binaganj. Is it one town or is it two? How in the world does a single place end up with a dual identity like that? It's a bit of a puzzle, and we're going to unpack it. And the answer really is this simple but cool concept. They're twin towns. So while Chachora and Binaganj are, technically two separate places on the map, they're so close, so interwoven, that they basically live, work, and trade as one single community. Okay, to really get what makes this place tick, we have to start at the very beginning, the land it's built on and the cultures that have shaped its identity for centuries. So the foundation for everything here, the absolute lifeblood, is the Parvati River. It snakes its way right through the landscape, and in doing so, it's created this incredibly rich, fertile land that has been the source of the region's wealth for generations. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. Chachora Binaganj sits at a literal crossroads of two huge cultural regions, Malwa and Bundelkhand. And because of this unique spot, it's become this incredible melting pot where the traditions, the food, even the dialects from both cultures have just mingled and blended together over the years. All right, so you've got this fertile land and this cool blended culture. But what keeps it all going? How does it thrive? Well, that all comes down to commerce, the economic engine that really powers these twin towns. Remember that fertile land we just talked about? Well, it is the absolute backbone of the local economy. Agriculture is king here, and the region is famous for three really important cash crops: chickpeas, wheat, and soybean. The whole economic journey here is actually pretty straightforward. It follows this clear three-step path. First, it all starts with production, growing those key crops in the fields. Next up is transportation. These towns are right on a major national highway and a railway line, which connects them to the rest of the country. And the final piece of the puzzle is commerce, where everything comes together at the local grain market. And listen, we're not talking about some small, sleepy town market here. The grain market, or Anaj Mandi as it's known, is a massive commercial hub. It's so important that farmers will travel from all the surrounding districts just to trade here. It really is the economic heart of the entire region. But a place is always more than just its economy. To truly understand Chachora Binaganja, we've got to explore its cultural soul, its sense of faith, and its deep heritage. Faith is a huge part of life in this community. There's the nearby Kriya Mata temple, which is a major pilgrimage site, and the whole area is dotted with these ancient Shiva temples, the Prachin Shivalaya, that are just incredibly important to the local people. And you really see this spiritual side come roaring to life during festivals. The local fairs or melas are legendary. They draw these huge crowds, especially during big celebrations like Navaratri and Raksha Bandhan. And the towns are just buzzing with energy and color. You can also just see history standing right there on the streets. Binaganj in particular has these amazing old havlis, those beautiful traditional mansions, and kothis, which are sort of these grander bungalow-style homes. They're like these silent symbols of the area's rich past. So when you take all these different pieces, the geography, the business, the culture, the history, and you put them all together, what you get is a place with a truly one-of-a-kind imprint. There's this quote that just nails it perfectly. The local dialect has a special native sweetness. Think about it. It's a blend of the Malvi and Bundeli languages, and it's created something totally new. That unique dialect is really the perfect metaphor for the towns themselves, a beautiful mixture of all these different influences. And this unique identity isn't just a cultural curiosity, it has real political weight. The Chachora Legislative Assembly is a pretty significant constituency in the region, and it plays an important role in state politics. Long story short, this is a place that matters. Which of course leaves us with one final big question. As this incredible blend of land, commerce, and culture keeps evolving, what new identity is going to emerge for Chachora Binaganj? This is a living story, and you get the feeling that its most exciting chapters are still to be written.